Yo guys, how is everyone doing? Today we're going to do a Premier League prediction. Now I did a prediction last week on stream and I definitely had some controversial positions, but I feel like I made a few mistakes there. This prediction will probably cause as much controversy, but I do want to change some things up, so I decided to record a separate video and do my prediction here. Now before we start, I do have to say I have zero football knowledge, so please don't take this too seriously. Don't hate on my opinions too much. Yeah, this is just going to be the most random prediction and I'm probably going to get everything wrong. But anyway, let's just go ahead and start and enjoy the video. So starting from 20th, going up to first, I think definitely I'd have to go for Bournemouth in 20th place. Now, they are a promoted team. I just don't think that they have the right team to stay up in the Premier League. Now, if you look at their team, they definitely have some players that do look okay, but yeah, no one really stands out from this list. And if you look at their signings, they've only made 3 signings this window. It just doesn't look good for them. I do think that they're going to finish 20th. Now, 19th place, I think I'd have to go for Brentford. Now, they've got an alright team, but I do think that Ericsson was heavily involved last season and definitely kept them up. I don't think that they have the right team to stay up. I definitely think they're going to get relegated, and I believe 19th is where they're going to finish. Now, last season, they did finish 13th, but as I said, Ericsson was a key player in their team and he's not there anymore, so I do think that they're going to get relegated. And yeah, they have made a few signings, but I just don't think it's enough to keep them up. Now in 18th place, I think unfortunately I'm going to have to go for Southampton. Now last season they didn't have the best season. I think they just finished above the relegation zone if I remember correctly. Yeah, they've been in the Premier League for quite a while, but yeah, I do think that they're going to go down. They've got quite a weak squad. I think out of all those players the standout has to be Ward-Prowse, but yeah, the rest of the team doesn't look insane. Yeah, they've made like 6 signings this window, but is it enough to keep them up? I don't think so. Now in the escaping relegation or the relegation battle, I think in 17th I'd have to go for Fulham. I was really thinking about putting them in the relegation zone, maybe 18th or 19th, but to be honest, they're a promoted team. I think they're going to work really hard. They're going to want to stay up as much as they can. They've not got a crazy squad, but they definitely have players that can get them wins. Mitrovic does seem like a okay player. I know most seasons that he's been in the Premier League, he's not done great, but still, I think that he can get a few goals and keep Fulham up. And yeah, they've made 6 signings this window, and some of these players I actually think wouldn't be too bad. Obviously, Mbabu, the FIFA rat, but yeah, quite a few signings here. I do think that they will stay up. Now in 16th, I think I'm going to have to go for Everton. They've not had the best pre-season. I know a lot of people are saying that they might get relegated, but I do think it is Everton. They've been in the Premier League for a very long time. And yeah, they've not got a crazy squad. They have sold Richarlison, which was a key player in their team. I was very, very tempted to put them in the relegation zone. And yeah, my prediction from last week, I did put them 19th. Not the greatest team, but I do think that they will get quite lucky this season. They've not got a great team and they've not made too many signings as well. But yeah, the signings weren't terrible. I do think that they need to work on their attack, but yeah, I have a feeling they will stay up. Maybe we'll come back in a year and it'll be a terrible prediction. But yeah, that is where I'm going to put them. Now I've just realized Nottingham Forest aren't on this predictor. Alright, I found a table that actually does include Nottingham Forest. So yeah, as I said, Nottingham Forest, I think I'm going to get 14th. Now maybe that's too high, especially for a promoted team. However, I do think the teams below them aren't going to have as good of a season. They've got an alright squad, nothing too crazy, and they have made a few good signings. They've actually made 11 signings, which just shows that they do want to stay up in the Premier League. Yeah, so I just think they want it more, and these teams below them are going to play a lot worse than them. So that's why I put them in 14th. Maybe a bit too optimistic, but that's where I'm going to put them. Sorry, this is such a scuff prediction, but I meant to put them in 15th. Sorry, I thought I put all the positions in the relegation battle, but yeah, I think Nottingham Forest 15th, not 14th. And 14th place, I'm going to put Crystal Palace. Now, I'm going to be honest, Crystal Palace are just a team that are there. They don't really do too much. They don't have a crazy season. They usually finish around mid-table. But again, I think that there's so many teams in the Premier League that are going to go all out and go for it. Going to try their best. Not that these teams below aren't going to try their best, but I think mid-table is around the right place for them. Now they've got a big squad, they've got a lot of really good players there, and they've made quite a few signings as well. But yeah, last season they finished around 12th. I'm going to stick with where I put them. 14th place seems about right. Now in 13th place, I think I'm going to have to go for Leeds. Again, kind of a similar team to Crystal Palace. They're just there. They finish around mid-table most of the time. Although last season they didn't have the best season, I think they have an alright squad. squad. They've also spent quite a bit, made a few signings, and I do think that they will definitely help. I don't know why. Ever since I saw this signing, I have a feeling he's going to have a good season. But yeah, I'm not sure. I've got zero football knowledge, but that is where I'm going to put them. Now, in 12th place, I think I'm going to go for Brighton. Last season, Brighton also finished around mid-table 9th place. They've not actually made too many signings this season. But yeah, I think they have a very solid squad. They're gonna have a good season, I believe. Nothing too crazy. Don't think that they'll get into any European competitions. But yeah, I do think it's going to be quite good. And yeah, they have just got rid of Cucurella, but I think they'll definitely fit right there in 12th place. In 11th place, I'm going to go with Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa have a very, very good squad, especially with the Coutinho. He's gonna carry them, I do believe. They've also made a few signings. Don't know how much of an impact they'll make. But then we all know about Diego Carlos. Obviously, as a football expert, we get all our information from FIFA, right? But yeah, I think Diego Carlos, they spent quite a bit on him. I think he's definitely a good player. I think they definitely have a very good team. Maybe I should put them higher than 11th. I'm putting them a bit lower than I should. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they do finish higher. In 10th place, I'm going to go for Wolves. Now, Wolves had quite a good season last season, and they've got quite a good team as well. They haven't really signed anyone this window. Only this one signing who... Collins, I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's going to make a huge difference. But they do have a solid team. Well, they usually finish in the top half of the table, right? But yeah, I do think that they're going to finish 10th. Again, maybe it's too high, maybe it's too low. I've got no football knowledge, so I've got no idea. But I'm going to put them there. In 9th place, I think I'm going to have to go with Leicester. Now, I don't really know where they should go because I've seen a lot of people say... that they've not signed anyone. They've got rid of Schmeichel quite recently. They're going to finish really low down. But they do have a solid team. Ever since they did win the Premier League, which I'm always going to hate that season, they have been getting some nice positions. Last season, they did finish 8th. And yeah, their team is quite old. They are probably going to get rid of Tielemans, unfortunately. They've not got the strongest team. But they do always do well. This is another team that I don't know if I'm putting too high or too low. Those three out of Leicester, Wolves and Aston Villa, I think they could change around because, yeah, a lot of people are hating on Leicester quite a bit and saying that they will do very bad, but they'll definitely get in the top half of the table. And in 8th place, I'm going to have to go for Newcastle. Now, Newcastle have a very interesting team. They've got new owners. They're spending a lot of money. They've signed a few good players, which I think will improve their team. And yeah, you can tell that Newcastle want to improve. Newcastle want to push for those European spots. I think they'll just about miss out. There will be quite a difficult team this season. And in 7th place, I'll go for West Ham. Now, West Ham aren't going to finish in the top 6. The top 6 are a very, very strong group of teams. But West Ham are always there, just hovering right behind, especially the past few seasons. They have been playing quite well. They've made a few signings, but again, their team is very strong. Their team usually plays really well together. And yeah, I can see them finishing around 7th. Now for the interesting bit, the bit that everyone's been waiting for, top 6. Now, if you were in my stream last week, you probably know the order that I'm going for. But now 6th place, United. Now, they've not really had a good manager since Ferguson. Will Ten Hag do the job? I'm not too sure. They've got an okay team. No, that was wrong. They have a really good team, but they just don't work well together. I've got no idea if Ronaldo will stay. I have a feeling that he will. They have signed Eriksen, although he is getting a bit old. They've got Fernandes that when he wants to play, he's going to play well. Defense is a bit of an issue, but they have signed this Lisandro Martinez, who, from what I've heard, he is a good player. Again, no football knowledge, so this is just coming off what I hear people saying. But yeah, past few seasons, they haven't really been a threatening team. Yeah, they've had a good game here and there, but I don't think that they're going to get top 4, and I'm going to put them in 6th place. Now for 5th place, I'm going to go for another controversial position. I think I'm going to put Chelsea in 5th. Now, Chelsea will always have a good squad. The only problem is their strikers. They, for some reason, can never get a good striker, and I feel like that's going to be very, very important if they do want to compete for top 4. Now, transfers. They've been linked with every single player in the world, but really the only good signings they've made is Sterling, Koulibaly, and I don't know, can you say Cucurella's a crazy signing? They've spent a lot of money on him, but I don't know how great that signing will be. I know he's a very good player, but the amount of players that Chelsea have been linked with and they just haven't got, I can't see them getting top 4. Like, if you just base their season off of the rumours, they're probably going to challenge for the title. But yeah, with the players that they've signed, I don't think that they've made as big of an improvement as you'd like to see. In 4th place, I hate to say it, You hate to see it. You hate to see them in the Champions League, but I do think Arsenal are going to finish in the top 4. But in my biases aside, they have got a very, very good team, and they've arguably had one of the best transfer windows. Obviously, these aren't the best players, but in terms of improvement, they've signed left back, they've signed a striker. I think that they're gonna have a good season. You could argue Chelsea and Arsenal could swap, but I just have a really bad feeling that Arsenal are going to do it. I wish both of those teams wouldn't make Champions League, but I feel like one of them will be, and it's going to be Arsenal. Now, people are going to hate me for this. I'm about to say the most unbiased opinion ever. I'm going to put Liverpool in 3rd. Now, Liverpool have an insane team. Liverpool have been competing for the title for the past few seasons, and they've had a crazy, crazy team. Now, I think Liverpool have sold Mane, and that's going to be huge. That is going to affect them a lot. I think Mane really, really helps that Liverpool team, and without him, they might struggle. Especially the end of last season where you see Salah not really scoring as many as he did in the first half. I don't think Liverpool will have a great season. Now, they've obviously signed Núñez, and in the January window, they signed Diaz, who will definitely be key players in their team. Núñez, I'm just hoping he has a bad season. You know, I really, really hope he has a bad season and Liverpool finish 3rd. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the best, most unbiased opinion, the most true opinion, the most true position. I'm going to have Tottenham in 2nd. Now, I'm putting all my biases aside. This is the truth. I think Tottenham have a very, very strong team. Now, have you seen a better trio than Kane, Son and Kulusevski? Personally, I've never seen one in my life. That's the best trio I've seen ever. This is going to be a very, very good season for us, especially signing Richarlison. I know he's probably not going to start over those 3, but he's a backup and he's a squad player. We're going to have a lot of games this season. We're going to be in all the competitions. We're going to be in the Champions League, and we're going to need someone like Richarlison. Lucas Moura, he's not had the best few seasons, but I still think he's going to be a key player in our team. Now, Lloris is the GOAT. I think he's in the top 5 keepers in the world. He's very, very underrated. I think he gets way too much hate. Everyone points out his mistakes, but every keeper makes mistakes. But for some reason, Lloris gets it the most. But I think he's a very, very good keeper. Arguably the top 3 in the Premier League. But yeah, I think Lloris is going to be key this season. Now, our defense isn't anything crazy. Romero was one of the best centre-backs last season. Dyer has improved quite a bit. Davis has improved quite a bit. I'm not too keen on Sanchez, although he will have a key role in this season as long as we don't sell him. And Langley, we got on loan. I don't think it's the best signing that we could have made, but it is another centre-back. We have more rotation. We have someone with some experience, so that's quite a good signing. And now our midfield, Perisic, everyone's saying that he's old, but I think he's going to be extremely important. Højbjerg's been amazing. Bentancur's been amazing. Basuma's hopefully going to have a good season. I'm really excited about this signing. Ndombele, one of my favourite players, but he just doesn't have the fitness. I feel like he's going to go. And Spence, another huge signing that we've made. I don't think he's going to have the best start to the season. Once he gets used to it a bit more, he will definitely be up there with one of the best right back. So yeah, unbiased, uncontroversial, Tottenham are going to finish 2nd. Look, come back in 9 months time, you'll see this is the greatest prediction ever. And yeah, obviously City going to have to put them in 1st. I don't think there's anyone that's not putting City in 1st. City have the best team in the league. They have the strongest team. It's going to be very, very difficult for any team to challenge for them. If there was going to be one team, it's obviously going to be Tottenham. But yeah, I feel like City definitely have it. There's no way that any other team is taking it over them. And on top of that, they signed Haaland. One of their biggest issues that they've had is not having a striker, and now they have one of the best strikers in the world. So yeah, that is going to be my prediction for the 2022-23 season. Now, this is the best prediction you'll find. Come back in 9 months, or I'll do another stream and another video looking back at my prediction, and we'll see how good this was. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Make sure you come back for future videos and all my streams. But yeah, I will see you guys later.